Alright, welcome everybody. So we got another Casey tool unboxing. Haven't done one in a couple of months. So I figured it might be a good time to get some more stuff. Okay, so first up, we'll take a look at the freebies that we got. So I think when you order a certain amount, you get this sticker pack for free. I believe we've already seen all these before. And then we have a Wiha bit. So this is like one of the 24 that you could get when you order. So this looks like it says it's a Torx Gedore insert bit. I don't think I have any of these style before. This was like T30, it says it is. It looks like it has like a coating on it, I guess to give it a little bit more life. First thing we got up, I picked up one of these Casey tool precision screwdriver holders. So this one is actually the 25 hole version. Well, I'm going to take this to work. It's going to be on my desk. I really don't find these pouches to be very useful. It's almost easier just to carry this around if you're only going to be using it in one building. I'm probably going to use it for these Pico Finish drivers because they work great for that. Yeah, I guess we might as well open this up right now. I mean, I've already done a review on the 50 hole one. It should be exactly the same. So this is made out of, looks like 1/4 inch aluminum. Made in a machine shop in Kansas City. So it looks like it comes with 2 Casey tool stickers, some hardware, an L key, and then your legs and your 25 hole holder here. I don't know how it is around Kansas City, but like around where I live, it's actually hard to get things machined by machine shops. Most of a lot of them close down when the guy gets too old. It's usually one guy running it. He retires, so if you want to get something like this made, it could be 3 to 6 month lead time for a significant quantity. You can see they did a pretty nice chamfering job on the holes there. I would guess that this is CNC. They look pretty straight, but this is almost something you can make by hand. It's just when you're making large quantities of them, that's where the CNC machining really helps you out. But this piece is always interesting. When they usually you would take out a big section here to save material, but it might actually be cheaper just to keep it as a piece of stock. So I have done a review on the 50 hole one, like I said before. I doubt many of you have seen it. It was pretty early, probably at least almost 3 years ago. So it comes with this 3mm hex L key. So it says Wiha on it, but it doesn't really look like a normal Wiha L key. So luckily my memory is still pretty good, and I remembered where I put the one that came with the last one, and this is the one, I think. And it has all the Wiha stamping in Germany on there. This one doesn't even have a country of origin on it, so yeah, there you go. So that's the 25 hole version. So we'll get some good use out of that one. So next thing up, I picked up another pliers wrench. So this is the smallest one they make, the 5-inch variety, or 125 millimeters. You can see even that small one has a pretty large capacity. So I'm building out a technician case, and the large pliers wrench is just a little bit too large, I think, for most of the needs that I'm going to need for that case. So I wanted to pick this up to put it in there. So we may do a little follow-up on that in the future. Alright, next up we got some screwdrivers. So these are the Gedore brand screwdrivers. These are made by a company in Slovenia. They make screwdrivers for a couple other brands. I believe they also make them for Hot Zet. So the reason I got these, I don't know if you got, most people don't remember, but about 2 years ago I did a high pot test on some of these screwdrivers just to see which one would withstand the most voltage. Went up to about 50,000 volts on a couple of them. A couple of them failed a little bit earlier than that. But after I did that, all those screwdrivers I left there with the technician, more as a thank you for letting me using his high pot tester. The other day I was back there and I noticed that the Gedore one was more well used than the other ones I left there. I don't know why exactly they're using that one more. I think because it stands out versus the other VDE screwdrivers. If you remember the other ones, I don't think I have any here, but most of them were pretty plain. Some of them were entirely red. Some had a little bit of yellow on them, but this one had the most yellow. So I think they're saying that the tips are lasting really long on these Gedore ones, and that's so those guys there seem to really like this style, or maybe it's just the color. They like grabbing it; it's easier to find. But I figured I would try out this Gedore style for a little bit because it does have a pretty unique handle style compared to other screwdrivers. As you can see, it has these fingers here to hold. So I got number 2 in both the VDE and the non-VDE versions, and as you can see, they're made in Slovenia. So next thing up, I got these are kind of a unique Cobra plier design. So I have a pretty specific use for these. It's actually to remove aluminum circular mill style connectors. I guess some people call them Canon connectors, some people call them Amphenol connectors. They all fall under various mill standards. You find them in a lot of avionics. Basically, a lot of aircraft still use that style, especially the older designs. But the problem you can run into is if it's a connector that has been on there for years, you can actually get it. It can actually fuse itself kind of to the aluminum will fuse together, and it can be a real pain to get off. So they actually do make pliers to specifically remove those, but I've found that even those pliers sometimes can't remove the hardest, most stubborn ones. And you don't want to use like Cobra pliers or anything because they are aluminum, and you can actually crush those connectors. You can crack them. If you squeeze too hard, you'll actually make it so that you can't put it back on. So I got these specifically for that, and we'll have to try them out a little bit. It looks like I can reach the biggest sizes, at least for those connectors. But these are a little bit longer than I thought they would be. But I think they'll definitely come in handy. And I think the real intention for these is actually for plumbing fixtures, pipe fittings and whatnot. Plastic ones so you don't damage them. Especially ones that go under sinks where people are going to see them. So the last thing I picked up is a set of Torx drivers. So I mentioned before that it looked like Wiha was discontinuing a lot of their screwdriver lines, and I went to search for this on their website. I pulled this number from the catalog, 36292. It wasn't on their website anymore, so that kind of gave me a clue that it's probably not going to be offered for much longer. And seeing that KC Tool had one in stock, I went ahead and ordered it. And part of it's because this style of screwdriver, specifically from Wiha, was my first real experience with German tools. I knew a guy who had a set of these. He bought them in the late 80s, I believe. Still uses them. They still work great. He doesn't deal with a lot of Torx stuff, but when he does, he goes to this set. Because I remember it came in a little cardboard box, and he still had the box and everything. So it's like an old plastic screwdriver. It's nothing special, but they're definitely good screwdrivers to have. So if you're a fan of the power handles, you might want to try to find the ones that are still in stock, because I have a feeling they're not going to do another production run once these go out. So this is the 8-piece set. I think there's like a 6-piece or a 5-piece set as well you can buy. And I remember the set he had, this said made in West Germany on it. That's how I kind of remember, because I asked him when he bought those, and he said, oh, probably late 80s. Alright guys, well I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Hopefully see these in some of these tools in future video. We might revisit a couple of them. That's it for this one. Have a good week, and I'll catch you guys next time.